Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here that I've been putting off, to be honest with you. I saw this in theaters on release weekend with my mom because we like the original movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. And this series is cursed, man. You have a really bad sequel, well, sequel after sequel, I guess. I can't stand I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I'll always know what you did last summer as a crime against humanity, but I like the idea that they tried to make the fisherman like a supernatural force at that point. Then you had the TV show that was trying to be more faithful to the original I Know What You Did Last Summer book that did not have the fisherman, Hook, whatever his name is, in it. And that was bad. That was a really bad show. I sat through all like 10 or 12 episodes of that on Prime Video. Don't even waste your time. It got canceled pretty quick, and thank God for that. I don't even know why I sat through the whole thing. But then you have this, that just adds to how bad this series is. And I was kind of hopeful for this movie. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was excited to see slashers come back because of things like Terrifier. Man, I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 is so bad. It is truthfully one of the worst movies I've seen in recent years. And the sad thing is, too, there's some things in here that are done so well and so right. And it's one of these legacy sequels, too. Kind of like Halloween 2018 kicked off, and you have a lot of movies doing that nowadays. A lot of fan films doing that nowadays. But this does everything wrong that you could possibly do with that. Even the post-credits scene does something even worse with that. What an awful movie. That's all I have to say from the get-go. So, essentially, this is almost beat for beat a total remake of the original film with a cast of, like, some of the most, like, I wouldn't say they're all unlikable. There are some that I think are genuinely fun, like the one blonde chick in here, Danica, who's really pretty, but she's super funny. She's a total ditz, an airhead, too. She's super vain. She should have been the main character, in my opinion, but she's written to be more like a B character. But our main character has the persona of my fucking toenail. You know what I mean? So, basically, because the Danica blonde chick is about to get married, she's engaged, they have an engagement party, her fiance or whatever, and the rest of their friends, and an old friend that they used to be friends with, they asked to come along, go on a car ride that night. They're wasted from the party, and they go around a cliff. I think they were watching fireworks, if I remember. It's been a few weeks, as you know, since this came out and flopped heavily. And they cause a car accident. A dude goes off a cliff in his truck. They kind of tried to save him at first, and then they tried to cover it all up and pretend like nothing happened. Year goes by, somebody starts going after them. Basically, Danica gets re-engaged to a new dude because her and her old fiance had a breakup, which is kind of a part of the story. Kind of. It's like in the background. She gets a note at her new bridal party thing before she gets married that says, I know what you did last summer. And the guilt hits her immediately after her and all the other kids kind of pushed it away and acted like nothing happened all these years, just like the original movie. Danica begins to panic. She contacts everybody else. They all begin to get these kind of notes and whatnot about that, if I remember correctly. And somebody starts going after them dressed as the fisherman. And the thing is, the fisherman in this movie, the execution of him, is fantastic. It may be better than the original film, with how brutal his kills are and stuff. With this movie feels like a PG-13 film. It's rated R. By the way, this movie's almost 2 hours long, and it has no reason to be. It's so slow sometimes, dude, in the worst possible way for modern slashers to be. It's very talky. It's very, like, it's very modern. Like, it's kind of political sometimes, but not heavily, but just enough to annoy you with, because the movie's bad, you know? A bad movie tampered with by politics makes a movie even worse. I don't care if it's a Christian movie or a modern day slasher movie. It doesn't matter. If it has any kind of agenda to it, typically, it's gonna annoy me because of the tampering and the obnoxiousness of such a thing. This movie's no different from that. And eventually they seek out the help of Jennifer Love Hewitt, the love of my childhood, mainly because of the original movie, and also because it was the 90s. And then Ghost Whisperer came out. My grandmother got me into that. I was a huge Jennifer Love Hewitt fan. And the poor chick, she can't win, man. She's either not working most of the time, not in the context of the movie, but as an actress, or when she comes back to make a legacy sequel to this terrible-ass franchise that should have never been a franchise to begin with, she gets trashed for being fat, but she's not really fat. She's beautiful. I love that chick, man. You also had Freddie Prinze Jr. coming back for this, which he's not a great actor, but I grew up with this guy because of the original film I would get to see on TV with my mom, and also the Scooby-Doo movies. He played Fred, and I always liked him as Fred. Now he's Kanan in Star Wars Rebels, but that's over. But he was. The point is, he was at one point. Freddie Prinze Jr., I have a weird nostalgia with. He's one of those guys that, like, he's not a good actor, really, but, like, I like him. You know what I mean? He's in here as a local. He's still a fisherman and whatever. And I'm going to be honest with you, the stuff they do with him and Jennifer Love Hewitt, like, they were married at one point, now they've divorced and they have nothing to do with each other. And specifically some of the stuff they do with Freddie Prinze Jr., I fucking hate, to be honest with you. I think it's such wasted potential, wasted time, wasted effort. This whole movie shouldn't even bother to be existing. Either that or have no legacy stuff attached to it. It feels like all of that stuff was tacked on at the last minute to a total 100% remake of the original movie. And it kind of gets in the way, to be honest with you. And I like how with slashers like this and like the original movie and I guess most of the series, we do this murder mystery thing. You're trying to figure out as you watch it, just like the Scream movies, also made by Kevin Williamson, you're trying to figure out who the killer in the group of friends probably is. Because they're the only ones who could know the secret aside from maybe a rando stranger or something that may or may not have witnessed it. There's a lot you can do with a concept like this, and I enjoy that. That's some of my favorite parts of the slasher genre if we don't just have an outright killer like Freddy Krueger or Art the Clown or somebody like that. Even the murder mystery aspect of this movie sucks. The reveals about it suck. It just never really has a moment that it does really anything right outside of the blonde character I talked about, Danica. The stuff with her and her engagements, the drama with her ex-fiance who was part of the friend group and has now kind of pushed everybody away since the whole thing happened with the accident that they caused. But again, at least the fisherman gets cool shots, like the way he's walking into rooms. At one point he uses a harpoon on somebody and it's pretty raw, man. I liked that scene a lot. There is a little bit of blood to it, which I thought was nice to have in the film because, you know, something that I liked a lot more than this movie, Tarot from 2024, I just did a review for, didn't have blood, really. Not really. And that movie could have benefited even more from that since it was basically a slasher creature feature. This has the blood. It has nothing else to make that fun. You know what I mean? This film has a good sense of humor sometimes because of that Danica character. And again, her being an airhead, it made it almost borderline parody sometimes, with influencer culture and stuff. That's kind of what she comes across as. But she's a genuine character. I really like her, and I wish, again, that she had been the main character and not this fucking piece of cardboard they gave us for this movie as the main character. People are so boring in here, you know? With all that being said, you really have nothing else to offer the audience here. And again, by the end of the movie, I don't know how anybody could like this movie. I think everything from the fisherman motives to the reveals, it's so bad. It's such a bad movie, man. To have it come out the same year as something so great that I need to review also, Final Destination Bloodlines, it's a shame, man, how this movie came out the year it did. Because Final Destination was fantastic. And looking at that as kind of a, you could say it's a legacy sequel, it doesn't really count, but you could say it because Tony Todd's there as his last performance. It's very unfortunate that this movie came out the same year as that, because that was fantastic. So anyway, I can't stand this film. Frankly, I kind of hate this movie, aside from the couple little things I like here and there. It's rough, dude. We need better slasher movies. like Terrifier, these bigger companies that make trash like this, they have the budget and they have the talent out there to be able to afford all the resources to make something cheap like a Terrifier movie and maybe even make it better. But it's the lack of creativity, the lack of being able to do this kind of splatterpunk feel that Terrifier has. I just think it's unfair. Why would you put this out the way you put it out and not make it at least some kind of quality like the new Scream movies that aren't even the best thing ever, but they're some of the best things that have ever happened in the franchise for Scream? I don't know. I Know What You Did Last Summer shouldn't be a franchise. I don't know whose idea it was to make this piece of crap. I feel bad for Jennifer Love Hewitt. I feel bad for the chick playing Danica. In some respects, I feel bad for Freddie Prinze Jr. Because I like him. But man, if this doesn't make you facepalm a couple of times watching it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I can't give this more than like a very, very low 2 out of 5 stars. Because there's a couple of things I like. That's the only reason it gets a 2. I very much thought about giving it a 1 out of 5, but I can't go that low because of the stuff that I do like. Man. What a disappointing, bad movie. Is this the worst Legacy sequel that's come out? I don't recall the other ones that I hated too, but like, this is a special bad, dude. Halloween Ends was bad, but at least it had its things like Christine throwbacks and stuff. The kid falling from the top of the house that made me laugh every time I've ever seen the movie. But this is like unbearable sometimes, to be honest with you. So anyway, 2 out of 5 stars for me. What do you think about the 2025 I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know all that down below. Is this the second best film in the franchise? I don't know if I feel that way or not. To be honest with you, I hate the other two, Part 2 and Part 3. But I don't know if I like this more than those, to be honest with you. And that's weird because I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer was straight to video and it's terrible. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, what did you think about it? Let me know what you think about it down below. God bless you guys. Catch you later, and goodbye.